This is me speaking with Tim Pool about his video. Here we go.
Story is going viral on Twitter. A Civil War rehearsal. The
Is it really, Tim? Is it really?
Biden administration training military to go after American citizens.
It almost sounds like they're preparing for 2022 and 2024 when they lose the House, the Senate, and the presidency. Go on, Tim.
That's what many people have said. The Daily Mail says a Civil War rehearsal. The U.S. Army will conduct a 2-week guerrilla war training exercise in North Carolina to teach special forces how to overthrow an illegitimate government.
I thought they already knew how to overthrow an illegitimate governor. CIA, FBI.
Just weeks after the DOJ announced new domestic terrorism unit. My stars and garters.
Domestic terrorism. Oh, he's talking about that. Those white supremacists that have been burning down Portland for the last year. Oh, wait, that's PROFA, formerly known as Antifa. Go on, Tim.
It sounds like it's happening. Cue the Ron Paul meme. No, this story is hype. Absolutely overhyped, and it's fair to say there may be something here. But I think for the most part, they're taking something that is actually commonplace training for Special Forces Green Berets and making it seem like it's tied to the notion of Civil War. Now, I highlight this because...
How do you know they're only highlighting it as this?
I've seen a lot of people talking about it. We mentioned it briefly on Timcast IRL, and a lot of people seem to think that this Special Forces training called Robin Sage is...
Tim, you mention Civil War all the time. If not every video, every other video. So go on.
...indicative of a coming civil conflict. In this training exercise, Special Forces seek to overthrow an illegitimate government. So naturally, considering what's been going on in this country, people think it's unique. It's not. Apparently, this goes on, frequently. I don't know how far back it goes, but it goes back pretty far, this training. In fact, I have an article from, I think it's from a couple of years ago, talking about how they are conducting the exact same training. I don't think it's fair to highlight this and make...
Or could it be they knew something about November 3rd, 2020, and they know they're going to be busted?
It seemed like this is evidence of some kind of coming civil war. However, it is interesting to see what they're training Special Forces on and what people are saying about it. So let's effectively debunk this portion of the story, while then going into what I often do go into, the prospects of civil war. Right now, it seems like many on the right are saying, I should say...
Before you go on, Tim, if you read the Daily Mail at the top, a Civil War rehearsal, it's a question. It's not a statement of fact. Seems like it's an opinion piece.
The mainstream establishment right, that there's no chance of a civil war, and Democrats are just drumming up this fear, perhaps because they need it in order to win elections.
And you've said in the past that, and everyone knows, you can't fact check an opinion because that's just giving your opinion.
In 2022 and 2024, but I think it's fair to say that we're dealing with what may be a self-fulfilling prophecy, or the reality that we are facing some kind of civil war. Again.
And there it is. You mentioning Civil War. Again. In another video. Moving on.
I don't think this Civil War rehearsal is part of that story, interesting as it may be. But we're looking at a few big stories right now. First, Google search Civil War, and you'll see, I'll show you all this, story after story after story, all across the mainstream press, questioning, are we headed towards...
I don't use Google anymore. I use DuckDuckGo. Don't use Google, use DuckDuckGo, because it stops Google and other websites from following you and looking at what you're doing, supposedly. So, I'm going to stop it right here and say thank you, Tim. Civil War.